I said, okay. And the next day, I waited. I thought she was going to give me a call. And then I get a call from that Lisa, was in the hospital.
Priscilla Presley is finally speaking out, sharing heartbreaking new details about her daughter Lisa Marie Presley that the world hasn't heard before. From private struggles with fame and family pressures to moments of unimaginable loss, Priscilla opens up about what it was really like to raise Lisa Marie in the shadow of Elvis Presley's legacy. Imagine being a teenager, just starting to figure out who you are, and suddenly you meet one of the most famous people on the planet. That was Priscilla. She met Elvis when she was still in school, living overseas, and he was already living the rock star dream. Wild concerts, screaming fans, and a lifestyle most people only see in movies. Their connection started as something innocent, but it quickly became intense. And yeah, people still talk about the age difference, but back then, it just added to the drama. Priscilla eventually moved across the ocean to be with him. Can you even imagine packing up your life as a teenager and landing in the world of Elvis Presley? Crazy parties, constant attention, and living in a bubble where everyone is watching your every move. She was basically thrown into one of the most famous relationships in history and had to figure out not only who she was, but how to survive in this very public life. Fast forward a bit, and Priscilla and Elvis tie the knot. It's a private ceremony, but the media was buzzing anyway. Not long after, they welcomed their daughter, Lisa Marie, into the world. And here's where things get real. Raising a kid under the spotlight isn't just a challenge, it's a full-on high-stakes game. Priscilla suddenly had to be a mom, a public figure, and basically the keeper of the Presley legacy all at once. Elvis's career was chaotic. Tours, concerts, movies, he was never home. And that took a toll. By the early 70s, their marriage hit the rocks, and they split. But here's the thing. Despite the drama and the divorce, Priscilla and Elvis managed to stay connected. They co-parented Lisa Marie, and over time, their relationship transformed from fiery romance to a deep, almost unbreakable friendship. It's honestly kind of inspiring, if you think about it, staying in each other's lives for their kid, even after everything else. Now, Priscilla had to raise Lisa Marie on her own, which was no easy task. She had to navigate the paparazzi, the endless media rumors, and the pressure of keeping her daughter safe while giving her a normal childhood. That meant private schools, carefully curated experiences, and trying to block out the chaos that came with being the daughter of Elvis Presley. It was like walking a tightrope, trying to give your kid the best life possible while living in a fishbowl. And Lisa Marie, she grew up in that spotlight. Imagine being a teenager, and everyone always has an opinion about you, about your dad, and about your life. The pressure was intense, but Priscilla did her best to give her a sense of normalcy, while also letting her explore who she wanted to be. Music was Lisa Marie's outlet, a way to connect with her dad, while also stepping out of his shadow. She had that artistic fire, and Priscilla made sure she had the space to explore it. As Lisa Marie got older, she started making waves with her own music. Her debut album showed the world that she wasn't just Elvis's daughter, she was her own person. And Priscilla, she was there for every step, attending shows, offering advice, and just being a mom. Their relationship wasn't perfect, it never is, but it was built on love, respect, and shared experience. Of course, life didn't stay drama-free. Lisa Marie's personal life had its own share of ups and downs. Marriage, kids, heartbreak, she went through it all. But Priscilla remained her rock, always present for her daughter and later for her grandkids. And the family tragedy, that's a whole other layer. When Lisa Marie lost her son Benjamin, it shook the entire family. The grief was intense, but Priscilla was there, holding her daughter up when the world felt unbearable. Even with all the fame, all the tragedy, Priscilla kept it together. She became the matriarch who didn't just preserve the Presley name, she protected it, nurtured it, and kept it alive for the next generation. She faced lawsuits, family disputes, and all the messy business that comes with being in one of the most famous families in the world. And through it all, she never stopped caring about her daughter or her legacy. As Lisa Marie grew older, it became clear that the pressures of fame weren't going anywhere. Being Elvis Presley's only child is not just a title, It's a lifetime pass into the most intense kind of public scrutiny. Every move, every relationship, every outfit was dissected by fans and media alike. And while some kids might crumble under that kind of pressure, Lisa Marie tried to find her own rhythm. Music became her sanctuary, a space where she could process the world around her while connecting with her dad's legacy without being swallowed by it. Her debut album was a declaration, "I am my own person." The critics noticed, and fans slowly started to see that Lisa Marie wasn't just riding her dad's coattails. She had her own voice, her own pain, her own story to tell. And through it all, Priscilla was quietly there, the ultimate behind-the-scenes support system. She wasn't just the mom showing up at concerts. She was the one holding the pieces together, making sure her daughter didn't lose herself in the chaos. But life wasn't all music and success. Lisa Marie's love life became a kind of roller coaster that tabloids couldn't get enough of. Her marriage to a musician and producer brought both joy and heartbreak, especially as she became a mom to twins. Priscilla had already been through the whole parenting thing with Lisa Marie herself, and now she had to step into the role of grandmother while still being a lifeline to her daughter. Think of it like managing emotional chaos on multiple fronts: your kid, your grandkids, the legacy of your ex-husband, and the relentless gaze of the public. Not exactly a chill lifestyle. And then tragedy struck in a way that nobody could have prepared for. Lisa Marie's son Benjamin passed away unexpectedly. The loss hit hard, not just for Lisa Marie, but for Priscilla too. Imagine being a mom and losing your child, and now watching your daughter go through the same agony. Priscilla had already lost Elvis, someone who had been a huge part of her life, and now her daughter was facing unimaginable grief. The emotional weight of that moment is something that tabloids can't fully capture, but Priscilla carried it like a shield, staying strong for Lisa Marie when everything felt impossible. Even as grief piled up, life kept moving. Lisa Marie had other kids to care for, and Priscilla continued to show up, balancing heartbreak with responsibility. It wasn't just about being there physically, it was about being an emotional anchor. She became the ultimate figure who could ground her family in the legacy of the past while also guiding them through the storms of the present. In a way, Priscilla became the quiet hero of the story, less about flashing cameras and more about real, unwavering love. But fame and family legacy are never simple. Legal battles over estates, trusts, and business dealings started to pile up. Priscilla, as the matriarch of the Presley family, had to navigate lawsuits and disputes, all while dealing with personal grief. She faced allegations, courtrooms, and tense negotiations, yet she handled it with a kind of grace that only comes from someone who has been through the fire before. For fans watching from the outside, it might have looked like drama. But for Priscilla, it was about protecting her family, protecting Lisa Marie's legacy, and making sure the Presley name stayed intact. Meanwhile, Lisa Marie's health struggles added another layer of worry. In her final years, she faced serious medical emergencies that shook the family to the core. Priscilla was always there, the first to arrive, the last to leave, and the steady presence when the hospital lights were harsh and cold. It's the kind of devotion that doesn't make headlines, but it's exactly what defines a real family. And then came the moment that nobody could prepare for. Lisa Marie suffered a cardiac arrest. The world didn't see the private moments of desperation, the waiting, the hope, and the uncertainty no parent should ever face. Priscilla stayed by Lisa Marie's side the whole time, holding her hand, whispering love, clinging to hope that somehow she'd pull through. But sometimes, hope isn't enough. When the doctors confirmed there was no chance, Priscilla had to make the impossible call: let her only child go. After all the heartbreak, Lisa Marie left one last gift to her fans and her family, her memoir. She didn't finish it before she passed, but her daughter Riley Keough stepped in to complete it. The book is raw, real, and unfiltered, full of stories about fame, family drama, love, and loss. Fans finally got a peek into Lisa Marie's headspace, her struggles with growing up in Elvis's shadow, her personal heartbreaks, and the intense love she had for her own family. Priscilla was deeply involved in the process, making sure her daughter's voice came through and that the story was told honestly. It became more than just a book. It was a way to preserve Lisa Marie's legacy, show the world her truth, and honor the Presley family history. And that's it for the story of Priscilla and Lisa Marie Presley, a journey filled with love, loss, and resilience. But do you think that Priscilla did enough to protect Lisa Marie and the family legacy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and before you go, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. See you in the next one.